and inspiration. Today we are honored to have members of the Thalassemia Society who have graciously agreed to share their experience with us. Please join me in welcoming Dr.azra onto the stage, please. A true hero in the community. She is a psychologist by profession and has come today to share her journey with you all. We extend our warmest welcome to Dr. Azra. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm Dr.azra Fatima, clinical psychologist and licensed from our Rehabilitation Council of India. I'm working as Chief Clinical Psychologist at ISLA Center for Psychological Wellness, located at Masaptan from past 6 years. Majorly working with children with autism, ADHD, learning disabilities and other adolescent issues including depression, anxieties. So I'm 32-year-old, being a thalassemia warrior, and married and have a beautiful little kid who is 1.5 years old. So this is my beautiful side of the story. But I have a journey of thalassemia since I was 2-year-old. So when I'm 32-year-old, I have been a warrior of thalassemia from past 30 years. So initially, when I was born with thalassemia, the diagnosis was not done accurately. The awareness was not done even among the doctors. So after my birth, I started showing signs like delayed development and pale skin, and my stomach was enlarged because of like spleen enlargement. I was taken to different doctors back then, my pediatricians and different doctors, and they misdiagnosed, mistreated me, treated me for anemia, and that made my condition worse. I was literally on bed because of the misdiagnosis. But later, I still remember, I don't know, I had this vague memory, I don't know how, but yeah, I still remember my parents sitting on a table using a yellow directory because we don't have any other sources of getting the contact details. Yellow directory, opening the pages and finding the hematologist in the city. So I believe there were only 5 top hematologists present in the city back then. So one of them was Dr. A.N. Krishna Kumari, founder of Thalassemia and Sickle Cell Society. So fortunately we found her, and since then my journey to thalassemia started of getting a proper diagnosis and treatment. Coming back to my education, initially, yes, life with my thalassemia was not easy because my education was also like, during school times I have suffered from many stigmas and the expressions, different expressions from my friends. So I don't have had friends until my degree, because I had this in my perception that people will only befriend me only because they are sympathizing with me, or they feel that like I am some bechari kind of girl, and they would definitely have some stigmas related to my condition. So I used to get afraid. Later on, I completed my intermediate, and when I wanted to choose BPC because I had done top in science and I wanted to get into the medical field. But because being thalassemia, I was stopped by my parents saying that will be very stressful for you. You cannot take it on your health. So it's better you go come down to your passion and opt CEC and do whatever you want in future. So I had to compromise on education because of the parents' perception, definitely. But later on, I find I think this should not be the barrier to my life. Any condition where I'm able to manage with obstacles should not be a barrier to my life further. So I decided to get into psychology. I did my BA psychology, masters in psychology, and 4 years of doctorate in psychology. So basically 9 years of psychology. I could have done MBBS and MD also, but yeah, I'm happy with what I am because I got into psychology realizing that my fellow warriors were also facing the same emotional traumas which I was facing back then. My teenage, I used to be very ugly looking because of high level of ferritins. 9,000 was my highest ferritin. So I was all dark, no proper height, and my body physique were completely different. Because of that, I got into a lot of emotional insecurities and low self-confidence. So then I felt like, no, it is not only with me, my fellow warriors are also facing the same. I have to be someone who have to like change this perception or help them to come out of this insecurities. That's why I got into psychology. And later on, I mean, like even in family and society, I have faced barriers. Like when I was introduced me as thalassemia, I have thalassemia. I had various very weird reactions. That somebody who listens to that I'm thalassemia, as soon as they listen to it, they literally, one of my colleague in college, she just moved ahead 10 feet apart and asking me like, is it communicable? Is it like something like AIDS or cancer? I said like, no, I had to counsel her and I had to educate her what thalassemia is. So with all this barrier, I could achieve what I am, but definitely the biggest supporters in my life are my parents and Thalassemia and Sickle Cell societies, the doctors, nurses, all the caretakers and supporters. They have encouraged me in all the regime, not only the medical management, they have like promoted me, encouraged me to move ahead and become what I am today. So the last note to all the parents here, that any chronic illness or any genetic illness is not your end of your life. Definitely it has some medical management. When God gives you some problems, there will be definitely a solution. For solution for thalassemia was only the medical management for me. Because BMT we tried, I didn't got any matching sibling, so unfortunately I couldn't get that. So medical management was only solution. So once you find the solution, basically first of all you have to accept that your child got something, and that acceptance itself gives you a courage to deal with that kid and provide them a proper medical management. And to all the doctors, I just request or say my concern that from the patient perspective, I believe that doctors' involvement with patients are very important. It is not only the child comes to you, you see the symptoms, you see the report, and only like giving the proper writing the prescription is not enough. When you involve with the patients emotionally, that's what I have learned from Dr. A.N. Krishna Kumari and Dr. Suman Jain. They are like completely involved with the patients, and they give that emotional touch. That is very important as a doctor. So for future doctors, any field, I think this should be a takeaway for today. And lastly, I encourage people to, from whatever field you are coming, encourage you to please create awareness, because we are a source of people where we can provide awareness to communities. And awareness can only be a prevention, can only tackle prevention easily. So create awareness about thalassemia and other genetic disorders, so that this can help to prevent it, and you can find people maybe like not suffering like me. I'm seeing it now. It was not a suffer. It was not always the greener grass to me. But I don't want people to go through the life I am going through, the pricks for every 15 days, the medical management and the traumas, which is still there. But I mastered living with it. But I don't want people to learn in a hard way. So thank you so much for giving me this platform and providing me this opportunity to address you. Thank you for being here, and good listener. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.